Hi everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. Before we get started on today's video, I want you to know that the 22nd to the 24th, Stampin' Up! Has free shipping. It's on orders over $75. If you head to my website, the link for the blog post for this article should be down below the video, or if you're on my email list, you'll see it. I do have some additional loyalty gifts. I always have loyalty gifts, but I have some additional levels put in to celebrate this free shipping thing. And one of the things that I want you to consider for free shipping is the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar, because when you save the shipping and you get all this free, or not free, all stuff in here, then you do get a free PDF of 12 projects that me and 3 of my demonstrator friends will be putting together for you. So all you have to do is purchase the Advent Calendar from one of us, and then you'll get it. So you do get the stamp set, and then there are 12 days of surprising gifts. So I will do a video where I open one. I haven't decided. I may open 2. I may open all of them and like have a pause so you can turn it off if you want to be surprised. But when we are putting the final details on our free class, so I don't want to, I'm going to do the video when I get that. So it will be before the end of free shipping for sure. But I would also have that with the caveat that once free shipping starts, some things will sell out. This would be a sellout because it won't be coming back, obviously, in time for Christmas. Other things may get put on back order. So here are 2. I've been busy filming today, so I'm not sure which one of these videos. I know this one will because it is the first, but you'll see why I'm doing it last in my filming thing. But all of them won't get up before free shipping. But here are 2 that we'll post soon because I've already filmed these. Today's project is super dirty. That's why I am doing it last in my filming order. So I am going to use a bunch of products, and I'm going to show you one that is similar. At first I was going to do both of them, and then I thought, no, you can figure it out, especially if you follow my channel. You see me paint all the time with my Wink of Stella and ink pads. So I'm going to show you a couple of things before we go on the card, because I haven't actually made the card that we are going to do in camp. We are making, in my in-person camp, we are doing the framed art piece, which is quite a lot of coloring. And so if you do events, you know you cannot have more than one quite a bit of coloring project and have them leave in any kind of good time. So I don't want them to be here and miss their lunch and be here all afternoon because they have to color. So I did this project and I was like, oh, this is going to take too long. So then I kind of tweaked it, and I think it's going to be equally pretty, just a little different, but I'm going to show you both. So here's the one that we're not doing. So there are a couple of differences. This one is stamped. It doesn't have any designer series paper. It has another of the modern arches, but the main difference is with this one, I ran it through the folder, which you'll see in a second. I am going to show you that. And then all of these leaves I colored in, and I'm going to show you with Smoky Slate, Azure Afternoon, Pool Party, Blueberry Bushel, Pretty Peacock, and then the Secret Sea and Whisper White are on this card. The white is stamped with snowflakes. I thought maybe at first if I took all the colors out, and then I thought, no, because they're still going to have to color. How can I do this so it will be as fast? So I think we have solved that problem. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. But you can see I just painted those, and then I added the Merry Christmas in what they would call, I think, the blue. It is the Peaceful Glimmer paper. Peaceful Garden glimmer paper, and it comes in 3 colors. I was calling it Secret Sea, but when I went to see what colors they had, I think it calls it green, maybe blue and navy. I don't know. I think the dark one is Secret Sea. If you took my Traditions of Christmas class, we used it a lot because it's beautiful. So what you want to do is not waste this much paper, and you can see I did it on every side because I was like, I'm going to stop wasting paper. I wanted it to be Secret Sea, but you can see what happens here is that it doesn't press down good into the folder. So I did get it a little bit better on my subsequent things. You can see every time it got a little bit better. I couldn't tell if I wanted right side or wrong side. This would be the wrong side, and I do kind of like that. It's kind of pretty. Some of them I ran through the folder, and then you can see here I started with my brayer, and I brayered over the top of it. The brayer didn't make it over here. I sucked a lot of ink out of my stamp pad figuring out what to do. So this is the one then I figured out how to, I think, do for camp. This is the one that is on the card that I'm using now. So my original intent was to have the whole wreath on there. So then I thought I'd save time if they didn't have to color the whole wreath, but it still took a little bit of time because it's coloring takes time. So let's see how to do this. I'm going to go ahead and stamp first on the stuff that doesn't need it, just because my hands are likely to get a little dirty. This will be the last project that we do at my stamp camp. Usually we end with a kit project because they're easy, but we're going to end with this one because it's dirty. So I am going to take my snowflake that is from Delicate Pine. So if you're in Card Club, you will have this. And I'm stamping with the white. And a lot of it's not going to be seen. But I am going to open this up. I should have opened it there. That's okay. We'll just fill it in. So my friend Tanya started stamping the back of her cards, and it just looks beautiful. Normally I would tell you to twist the stamp, but it's a snowflake. So I just want some of the edges to show. And when you put the paper on top, not much of this is going to show. So I'm going to get right down here on the edge and have just this bits. On that side, some of it's going to go to the other side. So I have that. And then this is something different that I didn't do on my other card because I had the double frame. This time I have the Peaceful Garden, and I thought about doing it this way. So here's how big the arch is. So I've run the arch through some basic white. But I think this is a little bit too much, right? This, even though it's the other side, is kind of just what it needs. Some snowy sky. So I'm going to add a couple of snowflakes to this. Not quite as many. And on this one, I'm going to go for the areas where the blue is a little bit darker because it's going to be a really light effect of white on this kind of whitish paper. And then if I get to the end and I decide it needs a little bit more to be seen on that, I might do some of this in the Secret C, but for now we're going to leave it. That's what happens when you haven't done a card until you're on camera, because that's not really showing up very well. Let's again see him. A lot of this doesn't show, but a little bit does. Okay, let's go ahead and do Secret C. If it doesn't look good, then at camp they don't have to do it. So I'm just going to use this other little... I really want this one. I know, don't look. It's okay though, because I'm about ready to smudge all this onto my other card. Again, it's just going to be these corners that show. So you don't have to get a whole lot on it. And then sometimes I like to just add a couple over here, and I'm not going to do them in the same spot. This snowflake, if you don't see the whole thing, really looks like pine, so it's kind of a double duty. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, so we have that. And now I can't film my card club until camp's over because I put this stuff in a bucket. Sometimes I'm like, where is all my stuff? Okay, here goes our dirty part. So you're going to take your frame. Remember the top, and I started to clean it, and then I thought, well, I don't know why I'm cleaning it. The top part is the one that says Stampin' Up. So I'm going to take this. And when I did it finally with the arch, I thought, well, this time it's about half, right? And I do need to ink this before camp tomorrow. So you want a nice, strong coat. And if you're doing an arch, about 3/4. If you're doing the whole thing, then just do the whole thing. Press nice and hard. So the idea is to get all of the raised up parts, and it will get a little bit of the inside part. You can try it with a brayer. I did use a brayer. I used a blending brush. That's all of my little practice things that you saw there. Before I shut this, I want to make sure that, yep, we have all color there. So let me shut this and get it out of the way. And then lay it where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Close that and then kind of hold it tight. So I did try it on both sides. I tried doing it the other way, and that's when you saw it was wider, the pattern. So let me run this through my machine. But I also found a couple of hints, because remember those times I showed you and you could see like it wasn't getting down in there, right? Which the pattern was. I just wanted the ink part to get in there. So here's what I did. Well, I've since moved everything here. Let's use this. So I added 2 shims. It doesn't matter if these get ruined because they're already nasty. That one's kind of pretty. So I put 2 pieces of paper, of cardstock here, which makes it a little bit deeper than if you just run it through on its own. It might take a little bit more oomph right here to get it started. Now you're not supposed to go backwards on our folders. So what I did was I got to here and then I did it one more time. And again, you don't need to go backwards on your folder. So this is the way we were going, right? So this time I'm gonna go that way. I shouldn't have made it go through there. I thought I had one more spin. Okay, so we'll pull this out. And this is where, well, yesterday I was getting frustrated, so I just kept getting dirty. But see how pretty that is? Oh, look, I did it the opposite way as yesterday. So I'm gonna have to put my greeting opposite. But see how close it got now? It doesn't have that aura of white, which this is what I was trying to avoid. So this one, you can see here, yeah, it's this side. It didn't get the white, so then I tried to put it with the brayer, but all the brayer did was get the high parts and not those little low parts. So this does work best. Then you need to take this. I didn't get very messy yet. A little bit. To your sink. That's the easiest way to wash that off, and just run some water on it. Okay, well, it's backwards. That's okay. So now I'm going to take my shimmer solution, which I have lots of videos where I use this. It's just a little bottle. It has some glycerin and 1 full wink of Stella. But it goes super far. Like, this will last you forever unless you're like me and you start to shimmer everything. So I'm going to put some on this block here. And then this is my blue mini blending brush. I have one that is dedicated to shimmer. Now, instead of coloring all these in, they're just going to turn kind of cloud cover, which must be the light version of Secrecy. So I'm just going to rub it around. It's part of the reason I went and added the white snowflakes to the back of my card, because there was no way I could get rid of all the white. And in my head, when I saw this, there was no white on my card. So I just added it. If I couldn't get it to go away, I was going to work with it. But this way, our leaves are colored. It kind of fills in any places down here that are, like right here, it didn't get great. But once it's all blended like this, you don't notice as much. And when it dries, it will have that super, super shimmer, beautiful look that the shimmer solution gives it. Because it's just covered with a light coat of Wink of Stella. You know, sometimes if you use Wink of Stella, it's obviously glimmered, right? This does a happy medium. And you don't want to use your dedicated shimmer brush if you do this like I do, because it's going to turn blue, obviously. I didn't add any ink. It's just a deep color. I'm kind of bummed that it goes the wrong way, but we'll have to live with it, right? So I'm going to take, this is the Peaceful Garden ribbon. I don't think I've used it very much on any tutorials, and it's beautiful, so I'm not sure why. It is Misty Moonlight and silver. Again, it's part of the Peaceful Garden. And because this has the shimmer on it, I am going to just tie it around here and not. In my last video, I had to mess with it and I cut so much ribbon. I'm like, you could have just tied it around. Sometimes I try to save ribbon, but this way I'm not going to. I'm just going to tie it so it stays. Isn't it pretty? I thought about putting another silver arch around it, but I think that our silver foil is currently unavailable. And so that was why I did the pool party on the other one, and I kind of liked it. So make sure your ribbon stays nice and flat. And then with your bow, you can see this is naturally going that way. So I'm going to do, if you go the other way, then it's going to twist it. Since this is the way it's falling, this is the way, the end that I chose to tie. But otherwise, it's just a normal bow. Pull it pretty tight and then shorten it a little bit. You know, it's got those silver things on it, so you have to kind of pull because they grip. And then give it another little tight. Okay, that is beautiful. Is it beautiful? Here's the one that I did. I could have tied the ribbon on it the first time. And because this one isn't straight up, you're going to be like, why does it look different? Because I tried painting it. So you can see, this is still a test pattern. I tried running the brayer over it. And then when I did take this at the end, so you can see there's more color on it, I was like, that was the only step I needed to do. Eventually I get there. Sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error, but let me do it, not you. And so then on the first card, I used the blue glimmer. That's the Peaceful Garden glimmer. This one, I would have called it cloud cover. I think they call it green. I think it looks like cloud cover, but once I read that Stampin' Up! Said it was green, I was like, I think it's Pool Party, which is a blue-green. That's what my cat's fighting. But now that I think that it's Pool Party, it's hard not to see it. So we'll hope that it looks cloud cover on this card. So this is from the Christmas Words. Oh, and I did pull out the words, the inside, because that bundle has inside words. Where'd they go? Here they are, right here. It has inside words and then the letters. So let's do the inside greeting. Oops, wrong color. White. But I'm pleased that I got this card, I think, so it doesn't take so long. It takes longer because I'm talking. So we'll put, may the magic of Christmas fill each corner of your home and heart. And let's go back to this, which I'm going to have to use the blue because I'm not going to try to squish off my secrecy and then stamp it onto my white pad. There's some colors that it's okay, but I think this will look pretty on here. Yep. So if you're in Card Club, you don't have to just use your Delicate Pine Snowflake with your Delicate Pine paper. It looks pretty with this. So let's add this. I stamped it and made it come back open. I think I can move. I'm trying not to touch stuff because I know it's dirty. That is gone. This one is not. So again, there's the other side, but it's too busy. It's just too much. So sometimes I just pretend the other side of the paper isn't beautiful. My other one I added with dimensionals because I wanted it to have a little bit more oomph from the other frame behind it. This one I'm just going to add with seal because the paper's all the same back there. It's not having a frame, and if you're doing these for Christmas cards, it's a little bit less bulky for the post office to decide that you need to pay extra money for. I'm going to take my liquid glue. I'm going to start with the bottom. Start with your longest word. Because that way you can put it where you want it to be. So if you haven't seen me use these yet, the capital is not attached to the rest of it. So it makes placement super easy, but it's kind of shocking the first time you do them. I don't think that looks Pool Party, I think. Oh, I didn't get the bottom of my S out. This, if you do not have this for your Take Your Pick tool, get that on free shipping because I could not stamp without it. Well, obviously I can because I've been doing this for 30 years and I probably only had this the last couple whenever they came out. But it makes life so easy for so many things. In fact, I hardly ever put the other tips on it anymore. And I'm going to do a Mary. I did put my dot on the other card, but it fell off when I was rolling these through my machine. And then I tried to pick it up and it fell into the crack of my table, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. So we will not have a dot on this eye. It doesn't matter which direction it goes. I think because I saw it in my head the other way, I felt like the wreath needed to go that way, but we're good. And I think even now, if I had to remake it and I saw both of them, I would go for the fast version. Pull this over just a fraction. And then let's put this there while I put the lid back on. And then I also haven't used these very often on my tutorials. The Hues of Blues flowers. They are part of the Peaceful Garden Suite. I have used them on, I don't remember what project it was where we used just the white and made them look like snowflakes. But they are in Misty Moonlight. And maybe this is Secrecy, maybe this is Misty Moonlight. Sometimes when they're on the... And then there is, I think it's Cloud Cover, and then white. So that's 4. I'm going to do one more white one. I'll do a big one. Yeah, I like it. So you want to see all of the things again. See how it's shimmery? It's drying back there, but that's a perfect way to color it. I don't know what else you could put on them. I mean, you could do it maybe in watercolor paper and rub water on it to kind of fill in those flowers. But this, I'm very, very pleased with it. So here's this one. Here is the other one. And you can see it. Yes, this Secrecy a little bit darker because I did brayer it and brayered it and brayered it. But even with the brayer, I wasn't getting in there. It wasn't until I discovered rolling it through with the shim that it really colored that in. So you can see on this one, it got right up into that. So once I was pleased once I figured that out. So here's the 2 different ones. I don't think it really makes a difference. I'm still like, it's backwards over here. I didn't think that until I just saw this one again. So I do like this could easily be a winter wedding card, and then I might take the effort. If I was making a whole lot of Christmas cards, I most certainly wouldn't take this much time now that I know that it looks equally pretty that way. So let's take that one away and make that one be the equally pretty one. So remember, there's free shipping. Head to my website and check out all the details, and I will catch you back here later. Have a good one. Bye.